Good morning, my friends. Good morning, good morning. Tomorrow's the big day, my son's wedding. I'm trying to not think about the things going on in my home. Trying to get excited, and I am excited, but I still have this in the back of my mind that I got to deal with this. Last night was really quiet. I slept really, really good. But now my mom said it's in her room now. She can hear something breathing, kind of like a gurgly kind of breathing, and she's hearing noises in her room. So I don't know what's going on with that, but last night also my son, the baby, woke up at like 6 in the morning. So by 7 o'clock, he's ready for bed. He was up till like 9 o'clock. I put him down. He bounces right back up, starts running around. I'm like, what is going on with this child? And then he was like tossing and turning and tossing and turning like all night long. So I don't know if whatever's here is now attacking my family, but hopefully on Sunday I can get this woman in here and get things started, get things rolling, and figure out what's going on and remove whatever is here for it to never come back. And this is it. I will never play with this stuff again. I will never ghost hunt again. I will never do it again. Now I understand. Sometimes I'm hard-headed and I have to do things to learn the hard way. I've always been that way. I knowingly did it. I knew doing it was wrong, and I did it anyway. But I did have good intention behind it. My intention was to show the world what's happening around them, because people I don't think understand. They don't understand the gravity of how bad things are getting and how bad they're gonna get within the next couple of years to come. And that is when a lot of these, I don't know what you want to call them, totalitarian rules and regulations are going to start, and we're going to start seeing more of a police state than freedom. They were already talking about putting up drones in my state, which it didn't pass because of the kids riding around on dirt bikes and, disrupting people while they're driving and blah, 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 blah. I don't think that's why. I think they're just trying to put it out there to see how people will react. And of course people don't want their privacy invaded, but little do people know your privacy's already been invaded. They're just not telling you. They're just not openly admitting it. They can spy on you through any device you have, okay? And they probably are already spying on people. This is why it blows my mind how millions of children disappear via, and we have cameras and drones and all this stuff watching, right? They just found a man in the town where I work dead in the woods. And I'd gone to work the other night and it popped up on my phone that there was an alert, looking for this man. And he's probably like my age, wasn't an old man. I'm curious to know what happened, but maybe he went for a walk. They said he didn't take any of his stuff with him, which is weird. But anyway, guys, this is stuff we're going to start seeing a lot more of as far as like the violence and everything that's going on, all the chaos that's starting. And it's just going to get worse. The worse that the economy gets, the more people losing their homes, the more people losing their jobs, the more people that can't feed their families. This is what's going to happen. And it's not just that, guys. I do believe the veil has been thinned. I do believe they are messing with the veil with their little CERN and their, they're playing with everything. Frequencies. Lots of people are saying that they're feeling that same thing I've been feeling in my ears, which I thought was associated to these things in my house, which does kind of act up when I feel them around. I can feel when it's in the room, like I can feel the hairs on the back of my neck stand up, and not like in a chills way, but kind of like, almost like the static electricity around me. I can feel it. But no, people have been complaining about the fullness in the ears and the ear ringing, and that's been happening to everybody, and that's just them, again, messing with the frequencies, messing with everything. They're messing with everything, guys. They are trying to throw us off, and then they're going to merge us with their technology, and we'll no longer be the human race. This is it. This is the last generation, Generation Z. It's done. What you do about it and how you go about living in that in the years to come is your prerogative, but there is going to be a lot of problems for people like myself who don't want to participate in this, who don't want the mark, who don't want to live under mass surveillance, and they're going to make it probably almost impossible to escape. So I don't know what the escape will be. I do know there was persecution at one time, and persecution will come again. How that's going to happen, how graphic it's going to be, how bad it's going to be, I don't have the answers for that. But I have a clear picture. I have an idea of what might happen, because they can't have people getting in the way of their agenda. This is why all of a sudden we have all of this censorship and can't talk about this, can't talk about that, can't do this. And then they lie and say, oh, you were giving false information, or you were trying to give medical advice, and they're lying, because that's not even what you were doing, and they'll still shut you down. And they have that power right now, and they know they do, and they're using it to their full advantage. I don't know how people are going to be able to pay their rents if they continue to put rents up astronomically high. There's a house selling near my house. I don't know if I told you guys about this. It's a 2-bedroom shack. 2-bedroom, okay? My son just bought a house going on 2 years ago now. It's a raised ranch. He has almost, a quarter acre of land. And he paid like $370,000, okay? That's for a 3-bedroom raised ranch with a quarter acre of land. This is a shack with 2 bedrooms, no land, a small tiny little garage. They want $400,000 for this house. Like, I've been talking about going into real estate as a side job, and I think like right now is probably the best time. But who's gonna pay for that? It's gonna have to be one of these big bankers, one of these big Wall Street people, because the average person is not going to pay $400,000 for a 2-bedroom shack. Not where I live anyway. I mean, maybe that's how much houses go for in other states, but not where I'm from. That is ludicrous. A $400,000 house here is a big house. It's a big house, usually has land, it's near school. I mean, that is near a school, but whoop-de-doo, right? It's insane, guys. It's totally insane. I'm telling you. And like I said, if you just look at the world, if you just look at the things going on, like, what are the chances that 2 weeks apart, and I think it's Arkansas, okay? You guys ever watch The Exorcist, the series that came out a couple years ago? In the beginning, they have these demon dogs, and they're mauling and killing people. Well, in Arkansas, there was a man and a woman mauled by this pack of dogs within 2 weeks or a week apart. What are the chances of that happening, guys? I mean, it's happening to every living thing on the planet. We are being messed with. Everything about you is being messed with. They're messing with the food, the air, the water. I mean, they're saying there's plastics in the containers that the McDonald's food or any fast food is given in, and that's why, you're getting all these plastics in you, when in fact, it's actually in the food. There's no way plastics are going to go from the 2 minutes it's in your container, by the time you get it home and eat it, that all those plastics are going to end up in a chicken nugget. There are people taking this food apart and putting under microscopes, and you can see the fibers inside. Obviously, we know McDonald's and all that's not real food. I think we already know it's not real ground beef. We don't know what that is. We'll never know what it is. But it's funny how they're just blaming now the packaging and stuff like that, when it's actually in the food. Guys, this food is poison. It's toxic. They're giving out tarot cards now at McDonald's. Tarot cards. But if someone was to give out a Bible verse, do you know how much hysteria that would cause? Do you notice that anything godly is frowned upon and causes hysteria, but all these other religions get to come out and openly and freely practice, and they even want to put it in the schools now, right? After school, Satan worship, right? Can't have after school Bible study. I mean, just why would they want to do that? Why would they want to get rid of God? You have to ask yourself that. You have to sit back and really try to say, yeah, that doesn't make sense, huh? We can't say God. We can't say Merry Christmas. We can't say mom, dad. We can't say, they're changing everything. They're changing everything about us, and they're starting with your kids. And the sex ed is out of control. There are parents that are calling it out, and them parents are being called T's, and, you got to watch out for these T's. We're worse than the people that did 9/11, people like myself that try to put the truth out, We're the real T's. You guys are going to see real T's. If they continue to let that border stay wide open, if we never have a border again, just look at other countries that have open borders. Look what's happening to them. Just look what's happening without having a full open border. We don't even need to put it fully open, and look what's going on. I mean, it's getting insane, guys. The crime is insane. I haven't listened to any of these clowns talk for I don't know how long now. It's been a while. I haven't watched any news. I just see some things popping up on my phone. The other day I saw, now they're admitting that most of the deaths were in the juiced people, right? Now they're admitting that. Now the cases are going up again. Why? Because they just put out number 4. Guys, I've been following this pattern since they started putting these things out. It starts to calm down. They put out a venom, and then here we go. Here comes another variant. They put out a venom. Here comes another variant. They put out a venom. Here comes another variant. And they were always less deadly than the original variant. Always. So people are, well, I got the thing and I didn't die. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have in the first place. Since when, and I've said this a million times, do we tell people, go home for 10 days and rot, don't have no human contact, everybody's afraid to go near you, like you have the plague, and then you come to the hospital when you think you're dying, and you probably are at that point, so we're going to just put you on a ventilator and then, just finish you off, because we really don't want you here, because we don't want to catch it from you either. Like, it's so crazy. You can't go to the doctor unless you're healthy. Everything's backwards. Backwards. And now they just let this mask thing go, and now they want to bring it back again in the schools. It's never going to end, guys. It's never going to end until we stop putting our arms out for this poison, period. It's not going to stop. I don't know how else to explain it to people. I mean, you got to actually go back to the beginning, and you got to rewatch everything play out in front of your face, and then you'll see. Double speak. Well, you can still catch it, you can still spread it, but go get it so you don't kill your neighbor. That is what they were saying on the news. Them words exactly. You can still catch it, you can still spread it, but you should go get your thing so you don't kill your neighbor. Does that even make any sense? And then they turn around and say, well, it's not protecting your neighbor. It's protecting you. So then why do you care if I have it if I'm not protecting you by getting it? That's like saying, I went and got my, my vitamin D shot today, so better go get your vitamin D shot, because if you don't get your vitamin D shot, my vitamin D shot won't work. That's exactly what they're telling you. This is how brainwashed and confused and scared people are. If it's so safe, right? And so effective, which by the way is 30%. It's 30%, guys. You can go and look this up. It's 30%. And yet they mandated this, and they made people lose their jobs because they wouldn't participate for something that's 30% effective, if it's even effective at all. What else? The treatment. Everything we deal with as far as illness, early intervention, early treatment is always the way. You don't wait 10, 15, 20 days and then get treatment. The damage is done by then. What sense does that even make, guys? When have we seen doctors arrested for prescribing medications? When have we seen vitamin C clinics raided? Right at the beginning of all this. Raided and shut down. Why? Because they didn't want people to treat themselves. This is why you can't get certain medications. This is why they are lying and saying this don't work, that, even though there's studies from other countries that used certain medications and said, yes, it was effective. Yes, it worked. There was a doctor that was pleading, crying on the news saying, listen, I have a drive up right now at my practice because people weren't allowed to go in his practice. He was giving them IV infusions of like all kinds of vitamins, maybe some antibiotics. He was giving them this little, I don't know what you want to call it, cocktail, okay? And it was helping them. They weren't getting sick. They weren't dying. No one wanted to listen. Anyone that came out against the JAB lost their JOB and lost their reputation. So, I mean, how much clearer can it get? They 70 years they wanted to hide it, guys. 70 years hiding data. Why? Yet people still, oh yeah, well, we're going to trust them because, you know, it's them. They take care of us. They tell us what's right. They tell us what's wrong, right? Aren't they the ones that give us our moral code? Aren't they the ones that tell us how to live? Who else is making the rules for us? It's not us. It's a small minority, right? Of the elite of the world. Now there's a shortage in baby formula. Kind of convenient right at Roe versus Wade overturning. Isn't it kind of convenient how this stuff all just happens at the same time? Like it's a punishment. It's so sick, guys. So sick. Luckily, we have body parts that can feed our children. Unfortunately, a lot of women can't do it. It's not easy. I tried it. It's hard. It's not easy. It's exhausting. And I wasn't producing enough milk because I wasn't able to pump enough, because trying to take care of a baby and pump is not easy. And when he sleeps, you want to sleep. You know, it wasn't easy. But I did it for the first few months of his life as much as I could, and I substituted with formula. And that's another thing. They do push that. They push you to try to substitute with formula. And it's like you should continue to try your hardest, because it is the best thing for them. It's the best thing for your kids. And I wish I did it with all my kids. But like someone said last night, I'm one of them people that felt uncomfortable doing it around others. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do that. Just whip my boob out anywhere. I just can't do that. And it's because we've sexualized boobs. That's what we've done in our society. We sexualized it. So it's not like a natural, nurturing thing anymore. It's looked at as a sexual thing. You know, it's crazy, guys. Where we are right now, how did we get here? And me just waking up, it's like waking up in a nightmare. It's like you don't know what to do. You don't know how to fix it. I have to fix years of damage that I've done in my home, raising my children a certain way. And now I have to try to reverse that, and I have to try to take things away from them. Do you know how hard that's going to be? It's not going to be easy, and I'm not going to be able to do it. I have to pray that God can do it. I can't do it. All I can do is pray. All I can do is keep putting it in their heads. All I can keep doing is try to encourage them and try to show them this is not good. The music, the virtual reality, these devices are all no good. They are all portals for demons, and that is why they are thinning the veil. I'm not going to be the only one experiencing this, guys. There is no way. There is no way every single time I went out and ghost hunted, I brought something back with me. And there is no way I brought 3 back with me from one place. The place that I did the longest investigation I've ever done. I just find it very, very hard to believe. I think these things have been here, or they've come through somehow, or I don't know. But there's just no way. And it's like when I'm trying to explain to people, they're like, well, how did you start, trying to explain to these people that I'm asking for help, how did you figure out it was there? What happened? It was like I caught it by accident. I didn't catch it on purpose. If I didn't make that video in my room that day, I still wouldn't know there was something here. I still wouldn't know unless it was doing the poltergeist activity that it did the other day. But it wasn't showing itself like that. If anything, it was attacking me in my sleep. It was attacking me physically, not feeling well, tired, drained, taking my energy, whatever it was doing. But now I think it's ping-ponging off everybody else in my house. Because I'm the only one praying. I'm the only one keeping myself protected. Because they don't want to take it seriously. My mother's like, oh, your demon's in my room now. I'm like, would you believe me now? No. My mother's so hard-headed, it's ridiculous. I forgot to tell you guys the story, and I didn't even affiliate it, but I gotta tell you, because now in retrospect, I think this thing has been here this whole time. This bad entity, this man, possible demon, okay? We went ghost hunting at the tunnels in the south end over here. They're old, fort. It's an old fort, okay? People have killed themselves over there. It's said to be haunted. They open it up once in a while for, haunted tours and stuff, right? We went down there, did an investigation last year, okay? Like right around this time of year. Right after that, I started my TikTok channel. I affiliated what was going on with my TikTok channel because the things I talk about, and they do gang stalk people and they do threaten people because they don't like when you put the truth out. So we go do the investigation. I start my TikTok channel about a month, 2 months into my TikTok channel. I used to take my son and play with him on the side of the house so that he wouldn't wake my mother up in the morning after I brought my kids to school. I'd put a rug out, and we'd sit there and we'd play. Now, we had our old grill on the side of the house. The light over there was burnt out for like 3 months. Never fixed it. Don't know why. So it was pitch black over there at night. Now, the grill was still hooked up to the propane, but we hadn't used it since the year before. So if the propane had been on for the entire year, it would have been gone and ran out by then, and we would have smelled it. So my dad brought us a new grill. We put it in the back. We took this one. We put it on the side of the house. Cover on and all. Haven't touched it. Haven't cooked on it. Done nothing to it. One day I'm playing with him out there and I smell propane wicked strong. And I look over. I'm like, wow, that's kind of crazy. So I get up. The propane's turned all the way on high. I'm like, okay, that's weird. I take the cover off. Every single knob is turned on high. You know when you put a grill, you got to push in. My mother's like, well, maybe we did it. Maybe me moving. I'm like, Ma, you turned all 4 of them on and you turned the propane on, moving the grill. I don't think so. But again, she tries to rationalize everything. Okay, I let it go. 2 weeks later, I'm sitting over there with him. I smell it again. Now I'm enraged. Now I take it to Facebook and say, whoever is doing this, I suggest you stop. While you're ahead, I was ready to call the police. And I said, if you come in my house, you're making a big mistake. I'll just leave it at that. Do not enter my house because you may not make it out alive. Anyway, I think this post has still got to be on my Facebook. I thought it was a physical person doing this, but I don't have enemies like that. And who would know? We have a fence over here. Who would see me sitting over there? It'd have to be somebody in my neighborhood, somebody that knows me, right? Or somebody that can see me from above with maybe a drone or whatever. But it didn't make any sense to me. I don't have enemies that want to kill me. Like, that is dangerous. Turning propane. And again, it was all the way to high and all my knobs were on again. I never even made the connection, but I did remember saying, what do we have, a ghost? So I think it's been here. I think I brought it back from them tunnels, or it was here when we moved in, or it was here from another place. I don't know, guys. I've been to many haunted places. I know people that live in haunted houses. I've spent the night in people's homes that are haunted. I've been to haunted places and done these, ghost hunting things. So I don't know. My work, I feel, is haunted. I've told you guys that. So honestly, though, the thing about my work is I've noticed the lights. Okay, buddy, we're going in 2 minutes. I've noticed the lights haven't been flickering anymore. So what if it's followed me home? Like, I don't know, guys. I don't have the answers, but I did forget to talk about that, and I didn't even, associate it. And now that I'm thinking back, I think this thing is not very nice, and it does want to hurt us. So this is why I'm freaking out, and I need to, get answers, and I need to, get it out. Because it's a very... I don't know how to explain it, guys. It's a very unsettling feeling. I don't even want to come home when I'm out. I don't even want to come home. I'm sitting in my car out here for 40 minutes. I don't even want to go in. As soon as you go in, you could just feel the energy change. It's hard to explain, guys. But anyway, that's all for now. I gotta go. I will be back, though. And tomorrow's the wedding, so maybe on Sunday after I find out what's going on, I'll update you guys. But please pray for my family, and till then, stay blessed, you guys.